Okay, my final video for tonight is going to be about the recent school shooting and the parents and stuff. So we've been talking about that in my legal evidence class, and we've been trying to figure out what can the people get charged with and some more stuff. So when I was growing up, we had plenty of kids who wanted to do that to schools. I'm not gonna lie, I was bullied in school. I thought about it plenty of times, but then I also thought about that would only make my life worse. So I was rational enough in school to not do that. So I'm gonna give you a tiny story. I talked on this on my TikTok. I believe I talked on it here, but we'll do it again. So somebody came across my FYP on my TikTok today, and they mentioned school bullying and the kids that are bullied. Well, there's an exception to every rule. I understand that, which is why I'm bringing this up for like the 9th time, or the 999th time. There are people who do get bullied and do go out and destroy schools. I got bullied. I didn't go out to destroy the school. I had specific people in mind at the time, and they were on a fucking football team, the basketball team, possibly the baseball team, but it all happened in Miss Jones's class. Hi, Miss Jones, you evil fucking troll bitch. I'm never gonna respect her, ever. So I'm gonna give you guys this story. I'm gonna try to keep it short. See, in 11th grade, I was in Miss Jones' biology class, and I was the only mixed kid in the class. All of the black kids decided that they were going to fuck with me. The white kids never got bothered. The white kids never bothered me. I'm sitting over here. Miss Jones is right where you can see me now, so my desk is right here. They're in the back, deep left, all together. Don't even know how they even got through the 11th grade. But, this is that balled up piece of paper every day. It hit me in the head. And it was always more than once, like maybe 5 or 6 throughout the entire class. And Miss Jones did nothing. They also had spitballs. And spit is very nasty. Even if you chew up a piece of paper and spit it and they blow it across the room, and it gets stuck in my curly hair. And I have to take that shit out by the time I get to my next class. And again, Miss Jones did nothing. So now this is where you tell me I'm wrong. And I don't give a damn, because I'm going to tell you the truth and how I felt. Now, I've known martial arts all my life, since the age of 7. I've been fighting in the street since the age of 6. I could have beat any one of those fuckers up, one-on-one. And it was getting to the point where, shit was about to happen, where I'm about to fight 7 guys in class, but I knew I was outnumbered. So, my dumb ass might be outnumbered, but I ain't never outgunned. So I decided one day, because they kept doing it, from fucking start school in August. So August 25th till damn near May. That's a whole lot of damn days of getting hit with spitballs and balled up paper. And having a teacher less than 10 feet next to you doing and saying nothing. So I decided I was going to bring my nunchucks to school. And I told him, I said, you know what? Sooner or later, I'm going to fuck all y'all up. I'm going to bring my nunchucks to school. And it's going to be over. And I said, all y'all are done. And they all laughed that shit off. They didn't think that I was going to do that shit. Now, the night before I did it, I found out that I was kin to the principal. Pure accident. Kin to him by marriage. Didn't know I was kin to him. Not before that night. That had no influence of me bringing my nunchucks to school. I was bringing my nunchucks to school come hell or high water, because I told them way back in like November that if they kept doing this shit, that I was going to catch them and I was going to fuck them up. Because people have a tendency to fight nerds in school verbally, but not physically. And I kind of made an impression on some football players when we did some scrimmaging, and they kept trying to make me flip. Totally irrelevant, but some of those guys that I kicked in the chest outside in that field, they knew I knew my shit, which is why they stopped letting me come play football with them, because I started last Boy Scouting the fuck out their ass only without a gun. But they wouldn't stop picking. And so, about 5 minutes before class came to the end, one more piece of paper hit me, and I said, you know what? Zip. I said, you see these motherfuckers right here? When that damn bell rings, all of you are going to get fucked up. Miss Jones did nothing still while they were throwing paper at me. Then I thought about the law, which was a lie. I didn't know it was a lie until Rob from McDojo cleared some shit up for me. But I believed that I would go to jail if I beat 7 guys up with my nunchucks. So I put my nunchucks back in the bag. I said, you know what? I don't even need these. I'm going to enjoy the taste of y'all blood because I'm going to fuck your shit up when that bell rings. So I don't give a fuck if I don't graduate. I don't give a fuck if I don't see another day. But at least 5 of y'all going to the hospital. Y'all might beat my ass, but y'all going to remember me. So, got my backpack, the bell rung. I flung that some bitch outside and I went right out behind it and I stood up there like this. Let's go, motherfuckers. All at once, one at a time, it don't matter, but the day is the last day, you fuckers are going to pick on me. So, it fucked me up that all of them ran. I just knew they was going to beat my ass, because I was outnumbered. It was at least 7 of them, maybe 9. But I know 3 went out the back, because there was 3 doors in the classroom. There was the main entrance where you come in, and the teacher's desk is right there. There was the back entrance where you come in, and that goes into the back hallway. And there was the entrance that goes into the other classroom that has 3 other entrances, or 2 other entrances rather, that come out by the teachers and comes out in the other hallway. Well, these saddle bastards, they scattered. 2 came out behind me, and they juked me, and they went in 2 different directions. But it was done. Oh, it was done. They weren't going to bother me no more. Because I was fixing to hurt their shit. And I won't fixing to hurt them as in, I'm going to bruise you up. I'm going to break shit. Because I literally told them, I'm breaking every bone in the first person's body that I get a hold of. I didn't take all this kung fu shit to be everybody's bitch. And so, when they all bailed on me, that fucking shocked me. Because I just knew these guys was tough. Because all of them was black. And they was like solid. They weren't no small dudes. Because I'm 5'1" at the time. These guys are every bit of 5'8", 5'11". They were not small guys. Each one of them well over 170 pounds. Here go my dumb ass, 5'1", thinking I'm going to beat these bastards. But in my heart, I wasn't fixing on beating them. I was fixing on fucking ending their life. I wasn't playing no more. I was done getting hit in the head, done being called half-breed, done with all that bullshit. And when they ran, I don't know if I was relieved or more scared that they ran. Mr. Jones, the lady who was a teacher who was also black, and I always referred to her as Miss Jones the bitch. So, Miss Jones, you're still a bitch. Because you didn't have to let that shit happen. And until you give me an apology, you will always be a bitch. I'm sorry if you guys are kin to her and you're watching. She's a bitch. She didn't have to let that shit happen. She didn't. Because she was the fucking adult. I'm a teenage kid getting picked on every day from August 25th to damn near May 30th. That's almost a year, y'all. For those who keep track of how many days you go to school, not counting Thanksgiving, not counting Christmas, not counting spring break. Because those are the only breaks you get in the school as a kid. You get, besides summer, you come to school from summer. Your first couple of weeks, you might get Memorial Day or whatever day it is off. And then you go back to school. And then you come until, like, Thanksgiving. You go to school till like Thanksgiving. Then you get that week off at Thanksgiving. Then you get that 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's. And then you're back in school till spring break, which is sometime between April and May. Or Easter or whatever the fuck. But you get those 3 times off. Now, mind you, from August 25th until damn near the middle of May, they were throwing fucking balled up paper at me and spitballs. And this bitch stood right there less than 10 feet from me and did nothing. Just watched. So she sexily walks on out there, hands me the fucking referral and tells me to go to Mr. Leatherwood, excuse me. Kenny Leatherwood, also a bitch. He didn't like me because I was mixed. He didn't like me because I did some sparring matches and I was accused of stealing some clothes from guys who were 6'1", because when they stole my comic books, it wasn't a problem. When I reported it, Mr. Leatherwood, yeah, I'm talking to you, Mr. Motherfucker, looked me dead in the face and said, well, you know, comic books is not a place for school. Or school is not a place for comic books. Say, dude, I bring my comics to school because they comfort me. I don't take them out and read them while I'm in class, you know. But when I go to lunch, I'll read my comic books. You know, never bothered anybody. But they stole my comics. He did nothing. So when I said I was going to call the police about the comics, because those comics, it was the Inferno Saga, and technically they really didn't belong to me. So they stole them from me when they were mine, when they were my possession. They magically got back into my backpack when I went to the office. So then, when their shit got stolen, they blamed me because my backpack was this long, and I never used my school locker. This isn't the backpack. That backpack's outside the shed with Optimus Prime in it. Anyway, so Mrs. Leatherwood went to my locker. We had to go to the TA so she could give me a code to my locker because I never used the damn thing. We got there was nothing but cobwebs in my locker. She's like, well, what did you do with the pants? I said, first and foremost, I'm a germaphobe. I don't wear nobody else's clothes but mine. I don't know where their body's been. I don't know what kind of diseases they have. My mom is a career nurse. I'm not wearing anybody else's clothes unless it's a fucking emergency. And even then, I'm still not going to wear their clothes because I'm afraid of germs. So after that, that went away. Back to the story. I told Miss Jones, I said, fuck you. I'm going to Mr. Lewis because Mr. Leatherwood does not like me. And he will damn sure suspend me or expel me first chance he gets because he never liked me from day one because of a sparring match that I had that was super impressive to the guy I won against. And very pissed off Mr. Leatherwood was watching that shit. So, Mr. Kenny Leatherwood, you're still a bitch. Anyway, because he also picked on my nephew years later. I don't think he knew it was my nephew, but he still picked on him. And that was my nephew who does not have the normal lifestyle. Anyway, that was before he came out. Anyway, so again, Leatherwood, you're still a bitch. So I went to Mr. Lewis. I explained everything to him. Told him how Miss Jones, the bitch, never stopped them from picking on me since the first damn day of school. He pretty much gave me a hall pass to whoop anybody's ass if they fuck with me for that day. They never bothered me no more after that. Not any of those motherfuckers. None of them ever bothered me ever the fuck again. Not in high school, not after high school. And if I ever do catch them, 20, 30, some odd years later, I still owe them an ass whooping. So, I'm looking for you. You may remember me as James, but Echo Fan Grey Wolf never stops to hunt. So, for the record, since that deviated a little bit from the story, but it's shit like that that leads to school shootings. It is shit like that when teachers don't respond while people are getting bullied. I'm not defending the kid that shot, because according to what they said, that he was just a horrible ass kid. He was a bully himself, is allegedly what they're saying about him. And that's fine and dandy because I have no proof that he's not. But as a kid that was bullied, I'm not gonna lie, the thought of coming to CHS and racking some shit up way back in 1990, 1992, 93. Oh, every year I was in high school, I was picked on. Every year. From fucking 9th grade to the 12th grade. So I'm not gonna say that I personally would have came to school and shot the shit up. I did have access to guns. All my family members, with the exception of one or two uncles on my mom's side, is in the military. I only have had two uncles on my dad's side. Only one of them was in the military. We just found out about my Uncle Bryson after my Uncle Bruce passed. So, hi, Uncle Bryson. Hi, Uncle Robert. But, outside of that, I had full-on access to weaponry. But my weapons of choice was nunchucks. And these things right here. Because the only real weapon that you ever have is these things right here. These things right here. This thing right here. And those. Those are the only weapons you're ever going to need. If you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, go get your pew-pew and be a bitch. Anyway, I understand how school shootings happen. I understand why in some cases. Columbine was one of those messed up ass situations where these outsiders decided that they wanted to unalive the shit out of people for unknown reasons. They had journals and everything, and I guess they really wanted to make a statement. Other school shootings up like the last one in Florida and then this most recent one, there are reasons behind these things. And 9 times out of 10, you cannot blame the teacher. In my case, you could have blamed the teacher because she sat there and watched it every day. Now, I don't know about the one that's the most recent one where the parents may be getting charged. I don't know that whole school situation. I only know mine. I do know that in college, just down the road in Blacksburg, Korean kid that had a rifle decided he wanted to go on a shooting spree on April the 16th. That's my two siblings' birthday. and he went hellaciously crazy in Blacksburg. Again, I don't know the reason because this is college, you know. But for high school, I understand why certain people do dumb shit. And again, I'm not defending this dumb bastard because you have the opportunity to make a choice in life. People picked on me. I fell into my comics. The X-Men were me, an outsider. No one understands. My superpower is hope, but they saved my life. If there was not for comic books, I wouldn't be here right now, today. I would have been one of those stupid kids from Columbine. Um, Another part of my story, I got picked on by a teacher named Miss Deal at Piedmont, and again, she's another bitch because anytime somebody tells you something, you don't have to believe them, but you have no fucking right to make them go to every funeral home in the city of Charlottesville to bring obituaries back to prove that their friends all died at the same time, which is why she's a bitch. Other than that, I don't care two shits, but she literally told me I could not come back to class without my obituaries to prove that one of my best friends named Reggie died. A guy who was like a big brother to me committed a homicide and a suicide, and another friend of mine died from sickle cell or AIDS. And I had to go get these obituaries before I could come back to her class. And after I got the obituaries and came back to class, she proceeded to pick on me, the one boy, and then three other girls. The Chinese girl, the black girl, and the white girl. Those three girls were way smarter than her and had the answers booked before she could even finish the question, which shows they really didn't need to be there. They probably could have been teaching the class. But she homed in on us. And unlike those three brave women who stuck it out, I quit. I quit school because I wanted to hurt her. And the only way that I could avoid from hurting her was to quit school. I gave up trying to get an acting degree because of that bitch. And now I'm getting a degree in police science or criminal justice, a job I don't want, when I'm most happy in these outfits and doing characters and shit. So, school teachers do sometimes shatter dreams. Don't let them shatter yours. Fight for your shit. This acting thing, I'm going to pursue it until I die. Rather I get it or not, I'm going to pursue it until I die. Because I can be a poor actor and be happy than a rich police science and criminal justice person and not like what I do and be miserable for the rest of my life. That's not a fucking option. I've been miserable for most of my life. Thank you for watching. I'm Echo Fang Grey Wolf. Peace in you. If I can stop the video.